Powerful galactic beings, welcome back to another video. Mother Earth is gradually experiencing changes. One of the signs of these changes is the spiritual shift from the third dimension into a higher dimension. You may wonder how this shift is affecting our public lives here on Earth, or in simpler words, what will be the outcome of these changes? For as long as Mother Earth has existed, it has served as a school for all of us, giving us a chance to experience and explore the gift of life. It has served as food for our souls, equipping us with wisdom and strength that enable us to experience life in duality. Life on Mother Earth has experienced changes, giving our souls various lessons with each change. Currently, we are at a significant turning point in time. We are in a time where we have to say goodbye to our old life in the third dimension and concurrently usher in a new life. It is a change from a dimension in which we went through dark moments. It was also a dimension in which our spiritual intelligence decreased, and cohesion among us lost its meaning. Over time, there was no sense of oneness among us, something we are to say goodbye to now. Life in the third dimension was driven by ego, which was trained by the conflicts among us. Through our ego, we learned to distinguish evil from good and, at the same time, judge and condemn the actions of people around us. We became slaves to our emotions and portrayed anger, sadness, and anxiousness. What if we open our eyes and start seeing the bigger picture? What if we let go of our ego and once again be guided by our souls? If we do so, we will leave behind the world of contradictions we have created over the past years. Opening our eyes acknowledges that life is endless and an extraordinary exploration opportunity. We will feel the deeper meaning of life beyond the conflicts and battles we have repeatedly experienced. Instead of disputes, we can embrace love and harmony amongst us. We can grow wiser and more assertive in healthier ways, such as exploring our unique talents and offering them for the benefit of humanity. Acceptance is the first step towards the new dimension we are striving to live in. Acceptance means living among one another in peace, love, and harmony. Secondly, we should practice forgiveness among ourselves. We are allowing ourselves to heal from the old pain that we have caused one another during the third dimension. Moreover, opening our eyes and giving room for diverse beliefs in our lives will make the transition easier. Finally, reconnecting with the inner self is critical when transitioning to a different dimension. However, as we are stating in theory, this transition might not be straightforward. It is a transition requiring people to let go of fear and embrace trust. It is a period in life requiring people to let go and surrender to welcome the process of healing and awareness in their lives. In support of these changes on Mother Earth, vibrations are rising to higher levels. The urge to change from conflicts to peace and harmony is being witnessed. The thirst to end battles and replace them with joy is also quite evident. The various systems that have long relied on dual energy are experiencing defects by the day. You might notice these changes that are happening on both macro and micro levels. What will the transition be like for different people? Those who are up to the task will experience and develop themselves as peaceful and harmonious people. On the other hand, those who are reluctant to change will experience more hardships. This transition is when the old, third dimension was shut down, and new methods emerged. There will be more changes, especially on the macro level of our society. Conflicts and contradictions will no longer be a vocabulary in the new dimension. Furthermore, politics based on the oppression of commoners will not be a part of us. The greed of a few individuals will no longer control the economy at the expense of innocent laborers, children, and patients. Similarly, religion will no longer be based on punishment and condemnation but support for humanity. There will be a significant shift in delivering our education and healthcare services as people demand to explore diverse alternatives. In so doing, we will welcome a society built on equity, equality, liberty, and harmony. The goal is to ensure we feel seen, heard, respected, and valued regardless of our societal position. Imagine a life in which everyone nurtures their skills and talents for the benefit of the groups. What would be more satisfying than living at a time where you will not fear to give in your all as you are sure to receive as much in return? How delightful will it be for us who will experience life in a higher dimension? Life of a larger size will revolve around giving and receiving without the fear of corruption, greed, or oppression. The more you give, so shall you receive per your deepest desires. Through these life experiences and interactions, we will gain more knowledge and wisdom than from television and books. Through exchanging ideas and talents, life in a higher dimension will be more satisfactory and productive. We will learn that all we need is to show support for one another and gain a balance in our natural ways of living. Take, for example, a situation of discomfort. You would give anything in exchange for even a minute of comfort. This example is the same case with life in a higher dimension. We will be triggered to heal from past wounds and embrace new living states. We must note that it will be challenging to adopt a new life if we do not come to terms with discomforts and mental breakdowns from the past. It will be like healing your inner child. Coming to terms with our inner selves will reflect our relationships with others. These include our colleagues at work, our parents, siblings, children, acquaintances, and even the strangers we come across. The more we mature these relationships, the better positions we will be placing ourselves ready to receive positive feedback from Mother Earth. We have all come across the phrase, "You harvest what you sow." The shift to Mother Earth's higher dimension repeatedly teaches us that whatever we give, so shall we receive. If you invest so much rage into the world, the popularity shall come back to you. If you plant a seed of love, your harvest shall be the fruits of passion. Isn't it great that life in a higher dimension redirects us to rediscover ourselves to impact the group we associate with positively? As we experience the changes, we slowly discover the trustworthy source of happiness and satisfaction. It is no longer in our success when others are suffering. Life in the higher dimension teaches us that true happiness comes deep within our souls. From within, so shall it be without. Transitioning from the third dimension into the larger size reminds us of our true potential as human beings. It is a magical life dimension that neither of us has ever experienced. It is a dimension in which we will return to what burns within our souls. We will be rediscovering and unveiling the inner talents we never thought we had in this new dimension. At this point, every living being must choose how they transition from the third dimension into the new reality. This period is a time of great transition, in which we are experiencing changes to become 5D humans as we are supposed to be. Embracing new opportunities and possibilities will allow us to enjoy life even in the fifth dimension. What if you chose to trust and believe in the process of life? The living will be more joyful for you as you let go of the fear of the unknown and acknowledge that everything serves its purpose. We understand that as 5D humans, we will develop higher inner senses and intuition. However, the demands of the fifth dimension could be overwhelming for us. If we discover our full potential as 5D humans, we will live driven by the following factors: our heart's wisdom, the harmony of our consciousness, pure love, and advanced creativity. More exploration has been done to show the psychological, physical, and emotional effects that come along with the dimensional shifts. Acknowledge our different emotions and fears and perfectly deals with them to align with our 5D frequencies. The global problem has had severe effects not only on our social life but also on our emotional and economic lives. Our dimensional shift faced the most challenging phase in the wake of the global problem. The virus deprived us of our freedom, instilled fear, and ended up terribly shaking our foundations. To curb the virus's spread, we were forced to stay indoors and maintain distance from our loved ones. This system was a new way of living, opposite what we need as social beings. The global problem will forever remain in our minds for its interruption of our dimensional change, not to mention the rollout of the 5G network. Can we say that the leaders considers the effect of 5G on our health? We need to open our inner eyes and critically analyze the bigger picture. Are the current developments leading us to a better or worse position? Whoever is open-minded at this point stands a chance to gain the wisdom that life has to offer. Such a person can understand what is beneficial and what changes need to be implemented. We must remember that life is a school that only benefits those willing to accept the challenge and learn. It draws a curriculum for us to follow through our journey in life. You might wonder how life is destined, but in reality, even God has designed a curriculum for our lives. This curriculum leaves no chances but a guided path for us to follow. But how did we find ourselves in such a lower dimension? What brought us into the third dimension we are striving so hard to leave? Well, long before the effects of Corona and 5G, we were withdrawing our connection from our soul creator. Removing ourselves from the sole source of light, God, brought us into the depth of our bitterness, darkness, and ignorance. Through our ego, we have tried to navigate the struggles of life outside God's will. We often find ourselves blaming God for the misfortunes we are experiencing. But how can we blame God when we're disconnected ourselves from Him? Getting back to the 5D can only be made possible by ourselves if we accept to leave behind the ego-led life and embrace our inner energy. Mother Earth continues to shift from 3D to 5D, and we are offered a platform to create a bond with our souls. Since 2020, Mother Earth has experienced the 5D dimension. What does this dimension have in store for us? It represents a flow of abundance, love and strength from within our souls. It is a chance to say goodbye to our old selves, shed that skin and become new beings. It will begin by using Corona and the 5G network to our advantage. What do I mean by this? Instead of responding to the virus with fear, we could react with courage, stimulating our immune systems to eliminate the virus. A 5G network meant to turn us into a powerless flock can be viewed as a source of hope instead of fear. If we choose to rise above the superstitions forced down our throats by the system, we will be reconnecting to our 5D. We are in the last days, meaning an end of time and entering a new dimension. We can choose which way would work for us to a better extent. Will it be fighting the injustice we are facing? Or will it be adapting and hoping for better days? During all the challenges we are experiencing in these end times, courage is required. The ship to cross over into the new life is ready to take us to a new destination to reconnect with our souls. Let us gather all the courage and wholeheartedly sail towards our 5th dimension. Reconnecting with our souls is the only way to unlock our true happiness. A new life awaits for the courageous one to grab it. On the other side, it awaits a life free of bitterness and anger. I hope this video was really helpful. See you in the next video. Peace, love, and life.